Welcome to DSEJ Home Classes, a digital initiative by Directorate of School Education, Jammu. I am Jyoti Diwan. I am going to teach you the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet. It's very interesting that the name of the first lesson of your book, Flamingo, is the last lesson. Alphonse Daudet was a French short story writer and novelist, remembered chiefly as the author of sentimental tales of provincial life in the south of France. He was born on May 13, 1840 at Nimes in France and died on December 16, 1897 in Paris, France. He wrote his first poem and novel at the age of just 14. First of all, I give you the introduction of the story. Kingdom of Prussia German state includes today's Germany, Poland, Russia, Denmark and Belgium. The France and German, which lasted for about 13 months from 19th July 1870 to 10th May 1871. This resulted the defeat of the France, the end of the power of the Napoleon dynasty and the establishment of the Third Republic and the rise of a unified German state under the leadership of the administration. The Prussia forces were led by Bismarck, a city of North Dorset in USA. The French districts of Alsace and Lorraine passed into Prussia hands. The new Prussia rulers disallowed the teaching of French in the schools of these two districts. The French teachers were asked to leave. This describes the last day of one such French teacher in his school, though he knows he has been transferred and will no longer remain in his old school. He gives his last lesson to his students with much devotion. The name of the teacher was M. Hamel. The story is narrated by a French boy, Franz, who was lazy but sensitive and playful. He is not fond of French and also he doesn't like M. Hamel. Berlin had ordered that German language be taught in schools instead of French. It was the last day of their French teacher who had been there for 40 years. The village people also came to attend his last lesson. They were sad since they never learned their mother tongue, फ्रेंच इन देयर चाइल्डहुड. पर्शिया ने बिस्मार्क के साथ मिलकर फ्रांस को हरा दिया. बिस्मार्क यूएसए के नॉर्थ डोकेट का एक शहर है. फ्रांस की दो डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स जर्मन में आ गई, एल्सेस एंड लॉरेन. जर्मन ने ऑर्डर निकाला कि अब से जर्मन में फ्रेंच नहीं पढ़ाई जाएगी. फ्रेंच टीचर्स जर्मन छोड़कर चले जाएं. स्कूल्स में सिर्फ जर्मन लैंग्वेज ही पढ़ाई जाएगी. मिस्टर एम हैमल अपनी क्लास में लास्ट लेसन फ्रेंच लैंग्वेज में देने वाले हैं. उसके बाद उनको जर्मन छोड़ देना है. विलेज पीपल भी आज उनका लेसन सुनने आए हैं. उन्हें दुख है कि वो अभी तक अपनी मदर टंग फ्रेंच नहीं सीख पाए. फ्रेंड्स एक फ्रेंच स्टूडेंट है, वो क्लास अटेंड करने जा रहा है. वो एम हैमल को बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं करता. ये स्टोरी द लास्ट लेसन फ्रेंड्स के द्वारा ही सुनाई गई है. ही इज द नरेटर ऑफ द स्टोरी. It will be easy for you to understand by looking at this map. Now we shall start reading the book. I started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of a scolding, especially because M. Hamel had said that he would question us on participles, and I didn't know the first word about them. For a moment, I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm, so bright. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods, and in the open field back of the sawmill, the Persian soldiers were drilling. It was all much more tempting than the rules of participles. But I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all over bad news had come from there. The last battles, the draft, the order of commanding officer, and I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the matter now? ये स्टोरी मिस्टर हेमल के एक स्टूडेंट फ्रेंड्स द्वारा कही गई है जो डांट खाने से डरा हुआ है। उससे आज पार्टिसिपल्स पे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाने थे। Participle in English grammar are those words who have characteristics of both verb and adjective. I have broken the chair. Broken is past participle of break and is used as verb. It is a broken chair. The word broken has been used as adjective. So, but Franz is not interested in participles and their rules. He was very lazy but sensitive. The day was warm. The Persian soldiers were drilling, but he didn't pay any attention to all those and made his way towards the school. When he was passing the town hall, he noticed a crowd in front of the notice board. He thought that there must be some bad news. फ्रेंड्स सोचता है कि अब उसके पास रेसिस्ट करने की स्ट्रेंथ है, यानी कि अब वो किसी के साथ मुकाबला कर सकता है। फ्रेंड्स ना तो अपने टीचर हेमल को पसंद करता था, ना ही फ्रेंच लैंग्वेज उसको पसंद थी। सोल्जर्स की ड्रिल, सामिल, चिपिंग ऑफ बर्ड्स, न्यूज फ्रॉम बुलेटिन, ये सब उसको पार्टिसिपल्स के रूल से कहीं ज्यादा अच्छा लग रहा था। Then, as I hurried by as fast as I could go, the blacksmith, Rachel, who was there with his apprentice reading the bulletin, called after me, "Don't go so fast, Bub. You will get to your school in plenty of time." I thought he was making fun of me and reached Mr. Hammel's little garden all out of breath. जैसे कि हमें पता है कि 13 महीने का पर्शिया एंड फ्रांस के बीच युद्ध होता रहा। बुलेटिन से बुरी खबर ही आती रही। फ्रेंच स्कूल जल्दी से पहुंचना चाहता था। ही हरीड बाय एज फास्ट एज ही कुड। गांव के लोहार ने न्यूज पढ़ते हुए उसे बुलाया और पूछा, इतनी तेजी से ना जाओ, इट्स टाइम टू गेट टू योर स्कूल। उसने सोचा परहैप्स ही वॉज मेकिंग फन ऑफ हिम। वो हाँफता हुआ मिस्टर हेमल के पास पहुंच गया। यूजुअली when school began, there was a great bustle which could be heard out in the street. The opening and closing of desks, lessons repeated in unison very loud, with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. But now it was all so still. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. But of course, that day, everything had to be as quiet as Sunday morning. Through the window, I saw my classmates already in their places and Mr. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened I was. स्कूल खुलते ही चहल पहल शुरू हो जाती है। डेस्क की साउंड्स, लेसन पढ़ने या पढ़ाने की साउंड्स, टीचर टेबल पर स्टिक मारता है उसकी साउंड्स, बट देयर वाज नथिंग लाइक दैट। इट वाज साइलेंट। मी डेस्क के पास जाना चाहता था विदाउट बीइंग सीन। खिड़की से उसने देखा कि बाकी के उसके क्लासमेट्स ऑलरेडी अपनी जगह पर बैठे हुए हैं। मिस्टर हेमल वाज वॉकिंग अप एंड डाउन विद हिज टेरिबल आयरन रूलर। फ्रेंड्स को मेन डोर से ही सबके सामने अपनी सीट पर जाना पड़ा। He was little afraid. But nothing happened. Mr. Hamel saw me and said very kindly, "Go to your place quickly, little friends. We were beginning without you." I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat, frilled shirt, and the little black silk cap, all embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. Besides, The whole school seemed so strange and solemn, but the thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty the village people sitting quietly like ourselves. Old Hoser with his three-cornered hat, the farmer mayor, the farmer postmaster, the several others besides. Everybody looked sad, and Hauser had brought an old primer, thumbed at the edges, and he held it open on his knees, with his great spectacles lying across the pages. फ्रेंड्स डरा हुआ था, बट हुआ कुछ नहीं. मिस्टर हैमल वॉज वेरी पोलाइट टू फ्रेंड्स एंड आस्क्ड हिम टू गो टू हिज प्लेस. स्कूल बहुत स्ट्रेंज लग रहा था. विलेज पीपल वर सिटिंग क्वाइटली लाइक लिटिल स्टूडेंट्स. उनमें एक बुजुर्ग फार्मर मेयर थे, फार्मर पोस्टमैन थे, और उनके साथ और भी बड़े प्रोमिनेंट लोग बैठे हुए थे. फ्रेंड्स वर सिटिंग इन सरप्राइज. एक बुजुर्ग हाउजर अपने घुटनों पे प्राइमरी क्लास की किताब रख के बैठे हुए थे और चश्मा लगा के टकटकी लगा के अपनी किताब की तरफ देखे जा रहे थे. While I was wondering about it all, Mr. Hamel mounted his chair and in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive." What a thunderclap these words were on me. Mr. Hamel started speaking in grave and gentle tone. This was his last lesson. Berlin had ordered to teach only German in schools of Alsace and Lorraine. Now, new teacher was expected to teach German from next day. ये शब्द सुनकर मानो बिजली बरस पड़ी हो फ्रेंड्स के ऊपर. Oh, the wretches! That was what they had put up at the town hall. My last French lesson. Why, I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn any more. I must stop there. Then, oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lessons, for seeking birds' eggs or going sliding on the shore. My books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago, so heavy to carry. My grammar and my history of the saints were old friends, now that I couldn't give up. And Mr. Hamel, too, the idea that he was going away, that I should never see him again, made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. Poor man! It was in honor of his last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes, and now I understood why the old men of the village were sitting there in the back of the room. It was because they were sorry too that they had not gone to school more. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. अब फ्रेंड्स को समझ में आया कि नोटिस बोर्ड पर क्या नोटिस लगा था. फ्रेंड्स कभी फ्रेंच को अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ता था, अपना ज़्यादा टाइम बर्ड्स के एग्स ढूंढने में लगाता था. द बुक सीम्ड सो हैवी टू कैरी. ही वॉज वेरी प्लेफुल बॉय. अब उसे पता चला कि गांव के लोग मिस्टर हैमल को थैंक्स करने आए हैं उनके 40 साल की टीचिंग के लिए. इट वॉज मिस्टर हैमल्स फेथफुल एंड डेडिकेटेड सर्विस टू हिज नेशन. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through? Very loud and clear, and without one mistake. But I got mixed up on the first words and stood there, holding on to my desk, my heart beating, and not daring to look up. I heard Mr. Hamel say to me, "I won't scold you, little friends. You must feel bad enough. See how it is. Every day you have said to ourselves, 'Bah, I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow.' And no, you see where we have come out. Ah, that's the great trouble with Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say to you, how is it you pretend to be Frenchmen and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language? But you are not the worst, poor little friends. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. Little Franz heard his name being called. He was asked to recite the rules of participles. He stood up and didn't dare to face Mr. Hamel. Mr. Hamel ने उसको बोला कि वो आज उसको डांटेंगे नहीं. फ्रेंड्स ने कभी फ्रेंच सीखने की कोशिश नहीं की, पार्टिसिपल्स के रूल्स नहीं पढ़े, बिकॉज ही वॉज ऑलवेज इन द मूड ऑफ सेइंग आई हैव प्लेंटी ऑफ टाइम, आई विल लर्न इट टुमारो. दैट वॉज द ग्रेट ट्रबल फॉर ऑल. अब पर्शियन वाले लोग बोलेंगे कि फ्रांस के लोग खुद को फ्रांसीसी तो बोलते हैं बट अपनी मदर टंग फ्रेंच को ही लिखना पढ़ना नहीं जानते. योर पेरेंट्स वर नॉट एंशियस enough to have you learn. They prefer to put you to work on a farm or at the mills so as to have a little more money. And I have been to blame also. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons? And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? Then, from one thing to another, Mr. Hamel went on to talk of the French language, saying that it was the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical, that we have got it among us and never forget it. Because when a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Then he opened a grammar and read us our lesson. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. All he said seemed so easy. I think too that I had never listened so carefully and that he had never explained everything with so patience. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away, and to put it all into our heads at one stroke. After the grammar, we had a lesson in writing. That day, Mr. Hamel had new copies for us, written in a beautiful round hand. France Alsace, France Alsace. They looked like little flags floating everywhere in the schoolroom, hung from the rod at the top of our desks. You ought to have seen how everyone set to work and how quiet it was. The only sound was the scratching of the pens over the paper. Once some beetles flew in, but nobody paid any attention to them, not even the littlest ones, who worked right on tracing their fish books, as if that was French too. On the roof, the pigeons cooed very low, and I thought to myself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? Mr. Hamel said, parents were also not interested to make you learn French. उनको ये कंसेप्ट था कि अगर सब खेत में काम करेंगे या किसी फैक्ट्री में तो they would be able to earn money. Mr. Hamel was also feeling guilt that he usually used to send children to water his flowers in the garden, and when he wanted to go for fishing, it was made holiday. Mr. Hamel told all the people sitting there that French is the most beautiful and logical language in the world. Mr. Hamel ने कहा कि जब लोग कैद में होते हैं तो अपनी भाषा नहीं छोड़ते, अपनी लैंग्वेज मदर टंग ही उनके प्रिजन की चाबी होती है. मिस्टर हैमल ने ग्रामर की बुक खोली एंड स्टार्टेड टीचिंग. फ्रेंड्स को आज सब समझ में आ रहा था. हैमल वाज टीचिंग विद पेशेंस. इससे पहले इतने अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ाया था. लग रहा था कि इस लास्ट लेसन में वो अपना सारा ज्ञान दे देना चाहते हैं. मिस्टर हैमल ने सबके लिए कॉपीज लाई थी. सबको कॉपीज देकर उन्होंने राइटिंग का काम दे दिया. कॉपीज पर फ्रांस एल्सेस लिखा था. सबको लगा जैसे छोटे फ्लैग्स लहरा रहे हों. क्लासरूम की छत से कबूतर की आवाज सुनाई दी तो फ्रेंड्स ने सोचा कि अब इस कबूतर को भी जर्मन में बोलना पड़ेगा, इसको जर्मन में ही गाना गाना पड़ेगा। Whenever I looked up from my writing, I saw Mr. Hamel sitting motionless in his chair and gazing first at one thing, then at another, as if he wanted to fix in his mind just how everything looked in that little schoolroom. Fancy, for 40 years he had been there, in the same place, with his garden outside the window and his class in front of him. Just like that. Only the desks and benches had been worn smooth. The walnut trees in the garden were taller, and the hope vine that he had planted himself twined about the windows to the roof. How it must have broken his heart to leave it all, poor man, to hear his sister moving about in the room above, packing their trunks, for they must leave the country next day. फ्रेंड्स ने देखा मिस्टर हैमल अपने रूम में ही इधर उधर घूम रहे थे और सब चीजों को घूर कर देख रहे थे। लग रहा था कि जाने से पहले सब कुछ अपनी मेमोरीज में रखना चाह रहे हों। It must have broken his heart to think that he had to leave it all. He had been there in the same place for 40 years. His sister was packing the trunks. He could hear the sounds of that. But he had the courage to hear every lesson to the very last. After the writing, we had a lesson in history, and then the babies chanted their ba, be, bi, bo, bu. Down there at the back of the room, old Hoser had put on his spectacles and holding his primer in both hands, spelled the letters with them. You could see that he too was crying. His voice trembled with emotion, and it was so funny to hear him that we all wanted to laugh and cry. Ah, how well I remember it, that last lesson. All at once, the church clock struck 12, then the Angelus. At the same moment, the trumpets of the Persia, returning from drill, sounded under our windows. Mr. Hamel stood up very pale in his chair. I never saw him look so tall. My friends, said he, I, but something choked him. He couldn't go on. Then he turned to the blackboard, took a piece of chalk, and bearing on with all his might, he wrote as large as he could, Vive la France. Then he stopped and leaned his head against the wall, and without a word he made a gesture to us with his hand. School is dismissed, you may go. After the writing, he gave a lesson in history. बुजुर्ग होजर ने भी अपना चश्मा लगाया था और प्राइमरी की बुक को अब हाथ में लिया हुआ था. He was spelling the letters with other children. He was crying with emotions. All at once, चर्च की घंटी सुनाई दी. एंजल्स के लिए प्रेयर शुरू हो गई. एंजलिस हुआ फरिश्तों के लिए, देवदूतों के लिए की गई प्रार्थना जो चर्च में की जाती है. ट्रम्पेट्स बजने लगे. ट्रम्पेट्स हुआ बाजा जिसको हम बोलते हैं मेटल का इंस्ट्रूमेंट. पर्शिया सोल्जर्स ड्रिल से वापिस आ रहे थे. मिस्टर हैमल खड़े हुए बट कुछ बात नहीं कर पाए. उनका गला भारी हो गया था. ही वॉज अबाउट टू क्राई. उन्होंने चाक लिया और ब्लैक बोर्ड पर लिखा विव लॉ फ्रांस, विच मीन्स लिव लॉन्ग फ्रांस. उन्होंने दीवार के साथ सिर लगाया और हाथ से इशारा करके सबको बोला यू गो नाउ. द स्टोरी गिव्स अस मैसेज दैट वी ऑल लव अवर नेटिव लैंड, our culture and our native language, but often we take all these for granted and feel pain of losing them only when we have actually lost them. So love your country, love your language, and the most important is that don't waste your time by keeping the work pending for tomorrow which you can do today. आज का काम कल पर कभी भी मत छोड़ो. I hope you have listened the story carefully and understood it well. All the answers related to the story will be solved by this. Thank you.